We're in here for change. So defending America's dream made me think, let's see, what is America's dream? What do we want to change to? The first things that popped into my head were life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Does that sound like change? Unfortunately, that requires change from the way government is run nowadays. That may be America's dream that our founding fathers came up with, to make sure that government provided for all of us to have life, for all of us to have liberty, and for all of us to have the freedom to pursue happiness. Unfortunately, government nowadays has taken away our ability to preserve life in many occasions. Government nowadays has taken away our liberty to defend ourselves, defend our borders, and defend our children in ways that our founding fathers foresaw us being able to do. And unfortunately, they took the pursuit of happiness and turned it into the guarantee of happiness. We need to change back to the first principles upon which this country and this state were founded. We have become an entitlement society. We have become a society where people expect so much more from their government that it's harder and harder for our elected officials to get in office, to stay in office when they're saying no to any new program or initiative. We've become a country where I think people believe that if the government can put together a program that is helpful or beneficial for the people of the state or the country, that it's a program that government should be involved in. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 minute. I believe the government should be involved in protecting life, pursuing liberty, and allowing us to pursue our own happiness. As many of you in this room know, and certainly as Jim Secretary Clauser knows and Mark Black, I've been active as a conservative my entire life. When I was born, my father was in the state legislature, renowned as one of the most conservative individuals in the legislature. When I asked him what it meant to be a conservative, when I was very young, I thought if I was going to go out as a 9-year-old and go door to door for Republican candidates, that I better be able to at least answer some basic questions. And the basic answer was, we believe in limited government. We believe in local control. We believe in individual responsibility. That has been a belief that I've held fast to my entire life. And that's a belief that I am trying to govern within the confines of. We have too many people in both political parties who stand for issues, they don't necessarily stand for a philosophy. I tell you what, we've got pro-lifers, and I am a proud one of them, who believe in defending life and stand behind that issue. We have got people who are pro-gun rights. They want to make sure they preserve that liberty, and I am one of those people. We've got people who are pro-business. They want to make sure people have the ability to pursue happiness, and I am one of those people. But those are issues. Those are not philosophy. Those are not what can be our guiding principles. Our guiding principles have to be what the role of government is in society. I strongly believe the first principle of government is public safety. If we don't have the majority of people protected from the few who want to take away their liberties, then we have nothing. With public safety being the first principle, being able to be the top law enforcement officer for the state of Wisconsin is a position that I take very, very seriously. That's why when I campaigned and after the campaign was over, I kept the campaign slogan of fighting crime and restoring integrity, because that's what needed to happen in the Department of Justice in the state of Wisconsin. The first principle of federal government, I believe, is securing our borders, national security. At the state and local level, our first principles have to be law enforcement. We have children out there who are being attacked over the internet by pedophiles in numbers that would make your head spin. We know about over 14,000 internet addresses in Wisconsin alone where people are offering to share child pornography. We need to step up to the plate and help local law enforcement deal with that problem. That requires forensics. It requires a number of things that they can't all do for themselves. That's why I've ramped up our Internet Crimes Against Children program in the Department of Justice to make sure that we can help them protect the people who are least able to protect themselves. That's why we've increased the Medicaid fraud program within the Department of Justice to make sure that we can help protect the elderly. That's why we are in negotiations in the Department of Justice with the Federal Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency to help them take illegal immigrants off the streets in Wisconsin so that we can have our state back. Local law enforcement needs that help. Unfortunately, my predecessors believed that the role of the Attorney General was to advance their personal policy or ideas. I do not believe that. The role of the Attorney General should not be expanded by the Attorney General to things that it wasn't anticipated to be. When I ran on the platform of restoring integrity, I meant that we were going to turn the Department of Justice back into the law firm that it was always meant to be. I'm very pleased to say that we are undergoing change. It's a rough road because there are a lot of people who don't recognize the change that we're undergoing. It has to start from the grassroots. It has to start from people who have the courage to get into office and do the right thing despite the consequences. I like to say it's hard to do the right thing when everybody's looking. And I tell you what, we're going to keep doing it. And we're going to have more and more support because we have people like you out there who are taking your time, using your energy at the grassroots to make sure people understand we need to change back to the way we should have been in the first place. Thank you, and God bless you.